What's going on?
South African writer and director Mark Middlewick has just brought home the 2015 Jameson First Shot Award for Best Short Film. The award is judged by a team which includes Kevin Spacey and Adrian Brody. Middlewick is the creative mind behind award-winning short film Security, as well as music videos for artists like Nakane Toure and Matthew Mole. Middlewick was one of 3 young filmmakers given the opportunity to direct Academy Award-winning actor Adrian Brody in a short film.
My film is called The Mascot. It's about a guy that is a part-time mascot for a basketball team, and he learns that he's being retrenched, and he goes to confront the guy that's taking his place. I get to do what I love for a living. To have the idea that that would be ripped away from me is something that I understood, and that's kind of what I used to get into the character. I kind of had to straddle the line between something that was a little more audience friendly, but very much in keeping with my kind of aesthetic that I always aim for, which is normally quite minimalist, sparse, but also quite tangible and real. So with something like this, although the concept on the surface sounds quite quirky, we actually grounded it in a very real world and try to make it a little bit darker than what people would presume it would be. I don't like people's faces, I like rooms, so it feels like the world that we know. I was really excited to come back home. I mean, everyone has this dream that you're going to go work in Hollywood, and I don't have that at all. I feel like we're sitting on a gold mine here. I want to make South African stories. I feel like they're fresh and unique. We just need to have the guts to make films that represent us instead of trying to presume what an American audience wants. If someone pays me just enough to survive, and I have a small niche audience that enjoys what I make, whether that just be my mom and my dad, then that's great. At the end of the day, I didn't get into this to be well known. I didn't get in this for the money, and I didn't get into this for the awards, because none of those are guaranteed. But I feel like I have something to say, and if I get the platform to do that, that's the dream. I want to make films that aren't necessarily about people that you would ordinarily know. Very small, specific stories about ordinary people, and I feel like that's the power of film. The power is to empathize with other people. So I'm one of those people that believes that cinema can change people's perceptions of the world, and I feel like it's my goal to make films about people that wouldn't ordinarily have their stories told. I feel like the biggest thing that I could tell them is to watch as much cinema as possible. There are quite a few film schools in the country that are amazing on a production level, but don't necessarily teach students about the history of cinema. I feel like that's the only way we're going to make unique, fresh films. Second to that, I also say build up a bunch of friends that you know whose taste you trust, and whatever you make, show it to them first. And you don't need them to dislike it for the sake of it. You have to let them be as firm as possible. Often I'll send it to people and they'll tell me they hate it. But I need to hear that sometimes. Otherwise you get carried away. So that's a really important thing, is be open to criticism and understand that it's not personal. At the end of the day, you just got to keep trying to get better.